Cain Silford dies protecting two little girls. Much to his surprise, this isn't the end of his life, as he wakes up in another world as a noble 3 years old. Realizing that this is a wondrous place with magic all around, he vows to spend his second chance at life having fun and protecting people. This is a tale of how the boy becomes God's chosen and spends his days in a truly extraordinary manner. A hungry boy wanders around at night, wondering what he should do with no one at home. Suddenly, he sees people running out of a nearby store screaming, getting chased by a madman with a knife. Two little girls come running toward the boy. Realizing the situation, he tells them to run, but the poor kid's legs give out. Not knowing what else to do, the boy tackles the unhinged man to the ground, stabbing himself with the knife in the process. As the man runs off at the sight of blood, the little girls run to check up on the boy. Despite knocking on death's door, he just feels relieved that the girls are still safe. Supposedly having died, the boy opens his eyes in a luxurious room, surrounded by a maid, Sylvia, and a doting mother, in the body of a small child. In this world, he is a 3-year-old named Cain von Silford. His father is Graham, a high-ranking noble margrave that has his own army and protects the border against foreign invaders. Cain's mother is Sarah, and his 2 years older sister is Renee. The former is Graham's second wife, while his first one is a distinguished lady named Maria. She has 2 children with him named Djinn and Alec, making Cain the third son. South of the area that Graham oversees, there is a forest of monsters where adventurers prosper. Learning from Sylvia that this world has magic, he makes up his mind to live out a fulfilling life in this world. Cain misses nothing from his previous life, as the last relative he has left there, his grandpa, died recently, leaving him all alone. Using his past life's memories, the boy starts to read and write at a level far higher than his age, impressing his family with his genius. Cain asks his father if he can be allowed to read books on practical magic and the kingdom's history. However, he gets told by the family that he must wait till the age of 5 to get baptized, and can read up on the theory of magic till then instead. Though Cain manages to use actual magic soon enough, hiding it from his family. During this time, his sister Renee spots him trying to read up on the kingdom of Esford's 300-year history in secret, and gets taught by her every day. Cain learns how the founder of the kingdom was an adventurer named Yuya, and that there are elves, dwarves, beast folk, other magical beings in the world. Fast forward a couple years, Cain is finally 5 years old and is itching to get baptized. On the way to doing so, he hears from his family about the protection and magic levels that determine a person's innate talent in this world, bestowed upon by the 7 pillar gods of the kingdoms and ranging from 1 to 5. These levels help in understanding what skills someone can develop too. Afterwards, Cain finally arrives at the Church of Sorts with his family and begins his baptism ceremony. Suddenly, a bright light overcomes the place and the boy gets transported to the world of the gods. There, the god of death and rebirth, Raimi, informs him that he had Cain not jumped in trying to save the girls in their past. The criminal was going to trip and get restrained by passerby, making his death needless. Credited to his sad fate, he got transported to this world. Cain gets told by the 7 gods that they will meet soon and receives all of their protections. He then returns to the baptism place and his father asks him to reveal his magic status. Hearing this, the boy starts running and first checks his status alone. His hunch to do this proves correct, as the gods have maxed out all his protections and levels to 10, despite 5 being the maximum. Cain worries what to do, but finds status conceal, and then shows it to his family. Despite this, his immense magic amount, combined with all the gods' protections and items, make his father Graham order everyone to not reveal his son's abilities to anyone outside the household. Later, Cain finds a magic summoning book and decides to test it out to summon something cute. However, he ends up summoning a scary monster instead, getting his sister and a friend, Parma, in the way. Reminiscing about the exact same thing happening in his past life, Cain jumps headfirst at the monster, casting a return magic spell and making the monster disappear, though he falls headfirst and thinks he's going to die. However, Cain survives, making him believe that he can protect people like he couldn't in his previous life. Sometime after this, at his 5th birthday gathering, his father asks him what he wants to be. Standing proudly, Cain announces that he will become an adventurer that protects people's smiles. Cain gets assigned 2 tutors for 3 years to help him achieve his goal of becoming an adventurer. These are 2 adventurers, the sisters Millie and Nina. The boy is excited to learn, but his tutors soon realize that he is a genius and there is not much that can teach him here. Upon Kain's request, they ask his father to let them train him at an intermediate level outside the mansion, as doing so inside would end up destroying everything. The three head outside and the boy begins to unleash higher level magic, shocking the sisters once again by his innate magic amount. Just then, a killer rabbit approaches them, and Kain easily takes care of it using his air bullet. He keeps it in his item box, skill to show his first hunt to Renee and Sarah, and then learns the search skill to find out the remaining monsters in the area. Chasing the beasts, Kain is about to head into the forest of monsters, but gets stopped by the sisters, hoping to one day become a strong enough adventurer to do so. Afterwards, he heads home and finds out that he has leveled up exponentially to 8, credited to his God's chosen skill that makes him gain 100x experience points and ability increase. The next day, he excitedly heads to the guild along with the Maestra sisters to get info on stronger monsters. There, the sisters get bullied and harassed by C-rank adventurers, but Kain embarrasses them, showcasing his martial arts prowess and protecting his teachers. 3 years pass and the sisters' contract expires. To thank them, Kain heads to the forest to beat a blood ogre and earth dragon, monsters that a full party of A-rank adventurers can barely take down. He wants to get materials to give his teachers red and green magic bags each, as the colors suit them. He causes a ruckus in the process, making his father and others think that monsters have broken out. Come graduation day, Kain hands his teachers the bags and realizes that the items he had made are beyond National Treasure class. He bids a bittersweet farewell to his teachers, receiving a goodbye peck on the cheek from the two. Later, Kain gets scolded by his father for leaving behind their family symbol at the scene that made the city think monsters have broken out. Kain continues to level up exponentially, even slaying a dragon. Another 2 years pass and the 10-year-old boy heads to the royal capital to make his debut. On the way, he spots a battle going on 3 kilometers ahead and using wing magic boost to instantly head there. Using his air magic and fire sword, he takes care of all 50 orcs that were beating down on the carriage of Duke Santana's carriage, using area high heal to help the survivors. Kain also keeps the fallen knights' bodies in his item box to give them a proper burial at his homes. Graham arrives there soon enough and sees 2 girls, Princess Telestia Terra Esfort and Miss Silk von Santana, coming out of the carriage bearing the Duke's mark. Kain and his father introduce themselves, after which the former uses relax magic to help calm the stressed girls. After relaxing, the 2 girls start fawning over Kain and force him to come with them, putting him on a first-name basis and getting way too close. Embarrassed, Kain finally arrives at the town of Renoma and wants to go his own separate way, but the girls won't let him go and use the carriage attack as an excuse to spend the night with him, despite Graham trying to help his son out of it. Nighttime comes and 3 separate beds are set for the 3 kids, though the girls end up joining them all together to sleep anyways. This causes poor Kain to spend the night sleepless due to being anxious. The sleepless nights continued for the next days, but Kain finally arrived at the royal capital. There, the Night Dame thanks Kain for his services, and the latter asks to give them a proper burial. As the boy starts to head out, the former stops him as he is to have an audience with the king. Arriving at the castle, the king rewards the boy for his exploits and makes him a baron, giving him 10 platinum coins and a mansion to top it off. Standing by his decision despite opposition, particularly by a marquis named Corgino, the king then invites Kain to his parlor. At the parlor, the king and Silk's father, Eric, express their gratitude to the boy for saving their daughters. The two also ask for Kain's hand in marriage to both their daughters. Left with no choice, he has to accept, thus becoming engaged to 2 girls at the young age of 10. Kain meets with the 7 gods who inform him that he has become the most powerful of all humans at this point, asking the boy if he would like to become a demigod. After getting warned about knowing his limits despite his strength, Kain gets pressed by the gods to provide the world some entertainment by using information from his past life. Afterwards, he meets with Parma at her uncle Tamanis' Sarakayan company. There, Kain gives Tamanis an idea to make reversi boards, receiving approval at the interesting yet simple-to-learn game. He then heads out, where an angry Renee greets him for leaving her alone and later pesters him by trying out clothes, wanting her to praise him. Sylvia saves Kain soon though, informing him that Tamanis is calling for him. Seeing the finished product at the shop, the boy demonstrates the gameplay and asks for separate versions of the board to be made for nobles and common folk. Tamanis then draws up the contract to present to the god of commerce, making the Reversi set disappear to the gods. After this, Cain gets a special board made for the royal household, exciting Tamanis that a humble shop like his is taking up such an opportunity. Later on, the boy arrives at his formal debut ceremony. There, Cain showers Silk and Tellus with praises, and then presents his Reverso board to the king. The latter then gets invited to the parlor and gets on his way. During this, he meets with Silk and the two sit alone. Just then, Corgino's son, Habit, and a couple other sons of Viscounts come picking on him for being a lowly baron's son. As Cain refuses to stand down, Habit challenges him to a duel outside. However, they are all bark and no bite, and their magic is nothing but a joke. Tired of the charade, Silk reveals that Cain isn't the baron's son but a baron himself. Explaining his exploits, the three bullies bow down and apologize to him, and Silk invites Cain on a date. Tellus arrives there, in the time being jealous. She invites him on a date as well. Just then, an angry king comes towering over and scolds Cain about being a two-timing philanderer. Afterwards, the boy demonstrates the game to the king and Eric, as the two chew him out for his intentions with their daughters. The end, for now. Thanks for watching. If you like this recap, please consider to like and subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell to be notified of any new recaps. And while you're at it, check out this new anime recap appearing on the screen.